Okay, so James and Tammy in the car, fixed to go shopping. Got to earn some money. So subscribe to us. This channel is worth it, folks. It's free. If you like us, subscribe to us. And remember, my breeder supply and love my pups. So here we go. Let's see. Let's get started here. Well, the first thing is we've had some puppies. We've got a lot of people asking on the YouTube, what are the price of the puppies? Call us. We don't give those prices out over YouTube. We don't think it's appropriate. We don't use the channel that way. Tammy, tell us about how they can get hold of you.
Yes, you can call me. You can text me. I'll text a little bit. But you get a better response out of me by calling 580-799-1910.
So somebody here, see Gerald Pugh asks, hey James, is the Wonder Foam machine, they're talking about the progesterone machine that we're now offering on My Breeder Supply, is it IDEX results? Yes it is. Good question. Absolutely is IDEX. So that's everything that we're used to. When it's at a 5, your dog's ovulating. When it's an 8, your day before. When you're at 15, it's breeding time. So yes, very good. Get results in 15 minutes, $9 a test. Love the machine. I mean, it has helped us so much. Increase our litter size, not make mistakes on taking puppies too early. A single puppy saved saves more than the price of the machine. Quit mucking around. I mean, I've been talking about target tests.
Yeah, compared.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been talking about target tests forever, and they were great. But I wish that I'd had this machine. I've had this machine now since March. Love it. I mean, it's just fantastic. Can't say enough good about it. The support from the Wonderful people is excellent. They're in Chicago. You get support from me too. I know the machine really well. Get the machine to quit mucking around. Okay.
Save some money.
Can you transport puppies to the Philippines? Well, we're just going to talk about this generally. You can, but I wouldn't.
Well,
what do you think?
If you've got family over here in the States and you come visit or they go visit you, we can send that puppy to someone here in the States that goes to visit you, or you go to visit them. That's the easiest way, I think.
So I was going to answer this.
Especially during this time.
Generally in terms of anybody who wants to not just our puppies, but anybody. Right now, it's difficult to transport puppies outside the United States because of COVID, or bring puppies in especially. We have 3 boys stuck in the UK.
2 boys.
2 boys stuck in the UK for 3-4 months. It's going to cost an arm and a leg to get them over here. The whole thing's very tenuous. I would not try to ship anything outside or into the United States until COVID has kind of sorted itself out, because the rules and regulations can change only at a moment's notice.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, you could get in a real mess with a dog stuck somewhere. So I would err on the side of caution on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's not cheap.
No.
Not only when you finally get them over here to the U.S., then you've got to fly them from another area to your area with another nanny that, you know, we know what those prices are now. So.
Lee Clark asks, if I bred a dilute gene girl, when he says dilute, he's talking about the blue gene, little d, to a chocolate boy, what color puppies would they produce? Well, you've got both of these double recessive genes. Both parents have to have a copy at least. So if you put a girl, which is little d, to a boy that was little b, then will be neither blue nor chocolate, but they'll be carriers of both genes. So not what you want, probably. Okay, well, we're going to briefly touch on this one. American and French Bullies ask, I am now in my 2nd year of breeding. I want to create my own line. Would 3 males and 10 females be sufficient to completely be self-sufficient and not rely on outside studs? I have been sold dogs that were not what breeders said they were in the past. We want to avoid all the cost and the disappointments. Yeah, I hear you. So, look, I think here's the deal. We've got lots of studs. We go outside for most of those studs. Some of them we grow ourselves. You want to have a completely unrelated line of dogs specifically in your studs. I think that for you to think that you're going to be self-contained is probably unlikely to work well. But I fully understand what you're saying. It is extremely likely that anybody who's... we've been disappointed too. And I hear you.
I mean, we've been doing this for 16 years. Yes, of course, we've been disappointed too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think it's the nature of the beast.
Part of the business too.
I say this, when you buy a dog from somebody, whether it be a stud or a female, FaceTime them, get a good look at the dog.
Do your homework.
Do your homework, make sure you're not getting scammed.
Yes.
But I think that really that you will not be self-sufficient, and nor should you expect to be, because honestly there's always new things that are out there that you'd like to be part of and offer those to your customers. And if you're in your own little microcosm, you won't take advantage of those things. So I think that
but also by mistakes, you learn by mistakes, and then you know.
Sure. Well, hopefully, right?
Yeah, you hope you do.
Yeah, if you hit your head on the wall too many times, you get a concussion at some point. So I think that's good enough on that one. But the answer is, I think that unfortunately what you want to do, it's okay, but not completely okay.
Just do your homework. I have patience with people that do their homework.
Chumps asks, my question would be, say my Frenchies aren't AKC and say they're CKC. Well, I think what I think we're talking about is they've got a dog that's not an AKC dog. So I guess the question is, number one, if you're going to produce an AKC puppy,
both parents have to be AKC.
She knows her stuff.
Both parents.
Both parents got to be AKC. If you import a dog that is from some other credited organisation, like the UKC, the United Kingdom Kennel Club, or the CKC, which is the Canadian Kennel Club.
Wait a minute, he can't even say that anymore since he became a U.S. citizen yesterday.
I did.
He's got a problem with that.
I did. I became member of the club.
Yeah.
Proud to be an American. I'm an American
but
as
you're
of...
still British at heart.
Well, I had to denounce the Queen. I had to throw darts at her face.
Don't say that. That's not nice.
Well, I'm both. I'm a dual nationality, but I'm very proud to be an American. And to all of you folks out there who've supported us, who are Americans, I'm going to wax lyrical here. So proud to be an American. 42 years of living in the States without being American. I'm now part of the club, and I'm a very proud member of it.
It took forever to do it.
I've loved America. I love Americans. I love.
Go back to your answer.
Okay, but I'd say thank you for having me, folks. I've
putting up with it.
Got a tear in my eye. I'm so happy to be an American. Yeah. Okay, so back on this. Look, if you are going to produce an AKC puppy, both parents have to be AKC registered. Without that, it is not happening.
No.
Now, you can buy a dog from overseas that is in some other registration that you can then get transferred with some work to become both that registration and an AKC registered dog.
Export pedigree.
Have to have an export pedigree.
Yes.
I've had a whole video I put together on this. And some places, you just can't get it. And by the way, you can cheat. There's things called hanging papers. I don't know how you do it.
That.
No, I'm not doing it.
It'll catch up with you.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Bite you in the rear for that one.
There's a thing called hanging papers where people cheat on this. And I mean, here's the problem. If you buy a dog that somebody's hung the papers to produce an AKC dog that's really not an AKC dog, you might get a letter from the AKC one day that says, guess what, folks? Your AKC status for that puppy or that dog is gone. No longer. And then you're going to have produced puppies from it, and you've sold those maybe to other people. They'll be pissed at you, quite rightfully so.
Yeah.
Don't muck around with this.
A lot of people will be pissed at you.
Yes, especially if it's a popular dog.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay, how are we doing? We've got a couple of minutes here. Oh, so dear. Why breed a dog that can hardly breathe? Let's not even answer that. We're going past that one.
Silly.
Sorry, we're not answering that question.
Silly question.
Well, I mean, I just don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
Nicole Thompson says, okay, I'm wondering, where do we ask the questions to get them answered in the video? Right here, just right down below, just ask a question and we'll get to it. These are all questions, by the way, from just a few hours ago. We're not going to get to ones from a few days ago. Do you have a web page to purchase puppies from?
Well, yeah, our website, www.lovemypups.com. LOVEMYPUPS.com. And if you can't find it, and because we do the YouTube phone call will help. 580-799-1910.
Purple Heart 336 says, whenever I get the notification, I stop and watch your videos. James the Frenchy Sensei. Well, Purple Heart, you've actually asked us questions before. We recognize your name. We love you. Thank you very much. Brew Monster says, can puppies have upset stomachs from transition and weaning?
Oh, yeah. And also weaning, they can have other little problems too. But you just pay attention to your puppies and
right.
know what's going on.
So, look, you can put me up in front of 150 people to give a talk, and I promise you, my bowels can go to jelly if I'm not careful.
James.
So it's surprising when you put a mammal, whether it be a Frenchie or a human being, in a stressful situation, it can have an absolute impact on their gut.
Cause them to have coccidiosis.
Absolutely. So there's lots of these things that are in you and I all the time, and puppies too. Things like coccidia and giardia, they're present. Your body's got them under check. Something happens that stresses the dog out. It's being weaned from mum. It has a little bit of a cold. It travels on a plane to go somewhere. It's put into a new environment. All of these things can absolutely trigger all kinds of problems that need to be taken care of. And they typically manifest themselves as upset stomachs. So the important thing here is to keep on track with your worming regime. You should be worming your dogs every 2 weeks. Make sure they're getting their shots at 6, 9 and 12 weeks or whatever your vet recommends. And do some preventative too with things like, potentially things like coccidia and giardia. So the answer to this is yes, absolutely, you can run into problems, and it's extremely likely that you'll see this. And the solution to this is to be on top of it, right?
Right.
And do the right things to take care of it. And then it's relatively easy, right? Oh dear. Blue morals and other weird colours bring lots of defects and health problems. Okay. You're not even going to answer it. Nope. Not going to bite on that fish.
Nope.
Nope.
Waste of our time.
Eleanor Lansang says, James, what's the furthest country you've shipped to, and how many days did the package take to get there? He's talking about my shipmate product, the Ship Seaman, and the answer is I've had shipments that have lasted over 4 days and get there successfully with good seamen. The secret to it is the package has to be kept cold, and the secret to that is having enough gel packs in a big enough box with enough insulation. If you put in a big enough box with enough insulation, you will survive a trip that could last 5 or 6 days. It's my typical shipping box will last about 3 days. That's about the limit, and it'll be less in the heat of summer and better in the winter time because the ice runs out. But as long as the ice doesn't run out, potentially you could keep a sample alive for up to 10 days if you had a big enough box with enough ice. So the answer is you should be able to ship something to anywhere in the world as long as you plan it properly. And if you have questions specifically on that, you can call me directly and talk to me about it.
And what's your phone number?
580-799-2873. What are we running? 30 minutes. We're going to do one more here.
Do you have time?
No, we don't. We'll do another one in a bit. Alright, so hey, thanks for watching our video. We'd really love it if you subscribe to us. We're about to have an accident here, so if the screen goes blank, we just wrecked.
No.
Hey, we really appreciate you looking at our videos, but we'd love it if you subscribe to us. MyBreederSupply.com has got lots of products that we have invented and use ourselves for people like you. We'd really like you to look at those things. And again, be nice to your doggies. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.